Hey, how you doing, y'all? I'm so happy to be here with you on this wonderful day. Yes. And I hope that you are feeling amazing and you've gone through your week and you've been able to assess yourself and been able to recharge yourself. That is very important. And you're able to just be able to sit in your gratitude of all the wonderful, amazing things that the universe has brought to you. So, today, what do we have? Well, I'll tell you. We have relationships. Yes, today we're talking about relationships. Okay, so how do you feel? What is your thing? I'm telling you, social media is wacko when it comes to this topic. Okay, this topic is just like, it's getting it. It is getting the business, okay? And I mean, especially in the Black community, the people are like, yo, we have this, it feels like this war between the men and the women. And I'm just like, no. But that's another podcast episode. That's another show episode. We're going to talk about relationships, okay? And what I want to talk about relationships is pretty much just how to keep yourself together when you're in one, because a lot of times we can get it one and we tend to lose ourselves, okay? Because we get lost in the sauce about how this person is making us feel, and we become comfortable, and then we let go, and then we start to build on how this person makes us feel, and then allow ourselves to say okay, instead of saying, wait, no, would I normally do that? Does that make sense to my being? Wait, hold on. So it's very important that we keep ourselves while in a relationship. Okay, now things kind of get a little different when you're talking about a marriage where you become one, right? So in a marriage, you become one. It's no longer this is his, this is her, this is us, right? And so in a way, you still have to be able to identify yourself while knowing that you are a unit with someone else. Because you can be a unit with someone, and as a unit, you're making decisions together. Okay, you're making choices together, agreeing, because it's that partnership. Though the part that's self is knowing that, okay, I'm making this decision, but it doesn't feel right with me. Let me let my partner know that this is how I feel about this, even if we decide to go forward. That self is you understanding why you feel a certain way about a situation and why you might not want to go that way, or why you do want to go a certain way. It's just understanding the temperature of the nature and then allowing your partner to know that that's how you're feeling. And then by letting them know that's how you're feeling, they're able to determine, based on how they feel, what's the next step. Whether you guys proceed or you pause or whatnot. But because you knew how to navigate who you are, and you understood what you were feeling, it made it easy for you to communicate and keep the lines together, where it's not a big fight, it's not a big argument because he's for you or because she's for you. It's easy. They're aware of who you are now. They're aware of how you're feeling, so that they can have consideration for whatever may come up. So it is important in relationships that you maintain yourself, not your independence, especially when it comes to marriage, yourself. Okay? So that's understanding when you might need to take a break, when you might need to take a moment away to collect yourself, when you might need to readjust your energy, when you might need to recharge, and then come back to the relationship and say, yeah, let's do this. Let's go. What was the situation? What was the problem? Let's go. So understanding how you're feeling and just keeping a track of self allows the relationship to be and maintain healthiness. Okay? So, as well as, and I just said it, when you go away, having a moment to go away, you got to take time. You have to take time. You have to be able to sit. And when I say take time and for self, meditation could be it. You can meditate. You can be meditating. You take time, 10, 15 minutes, an hour. That's time away, because it doesn't matter how much, as long as it's something, because you're going to need to have a moment to realign yourself, because you are taking on not only your partner's energy, but you're taking on everything that you've dealt with that day, all that energy, and you're continuously taking on the next day and the next day and the next day. And if you have kids, you're taking on their energy while they're siphoning yours, and then recycle, but not enough to recharge you. So you're drained. So it's really important to know when to take time for yourself so you can recharge, because you're not going to be any good for your family if you have a family and you need to be doing things. You're not going to be any good. You're going to be tired. You're going to be cranky. You're going to be frustrated. You're going to be on edge because you didn't take any time for self so you can recharge, so that you can feel better about doing the things that you need to do. So yes, relationships are amazing. And yes, it's awesome to have somebody else to be with. But if you're going to be with somebody, you need to also manage yourself to make sure that you're in a place to be with somebody. Because not managing yourself is means for a toxic relationship. And if you got two, especially if you're gonna have two mofos not managing themselves, that's just no. Everyone's always upset. Everyone's always angry. Everyone's always frustrated. Everyone's always like, it's just crazy, because no one is in a place of calm. No one's in a place of understanding. No one's in a place of forgiveness, because you haven't took a time out. How are you going to be? You haven't took a time out. You're still in fight mode or flight mode because of all the things you've taken on through the day that gives you stress, that has your cortisol level like sky high. Like, no. You have to take time for yourself. You have to go away where it's like a spa or whatever hobby that you have. Like, if you like going to the range, a shooting range. I like shooting. I'm ex-military, so Army. And I like shooting. So the range, bowling, pool, swimming, karaoke, that relieves stress. Dancing, I love dancing. I know when I haven't did it in a while. I know when I was younger, I could be on the dance floor every night from the moment I stepped into the club until the moment we got ready to leave. I was on the dance floor unless I had to go to the bathroom or someone was pulling me. Oh, let's take shots. Not a drinker, so they were drinking majority of the time. I was dancing. And when they did make me take shots, I was sweating all that out because I was dancing. I was just like drenched, like they poured water on me. That's how much I was sweating because I was on the dance floor. So dancing is a way to as an outlet. I loved it. It was an outlet. I felt good every time I left that spot. Every time. Walking, running. I run. I definitely run. Maybe not as much because the military messed up the knees. I do try to sometimes push through that pain because running is really good. And it's a mental thing. A lot of people don't. But the trick is, it's a mental thing. You can't be telling yourself that you can't do it. You have to tell yourself you got it and then find a way to gradually pep talk pep talk your way into doing a little bit, a little bit, a little bit, and you're gonna get it. It's all in your head when it comes to running. And then, you know, of course, you have your breathing and everything together. But if you're telling yourself you can do it while you're focusing on working on your stride and your speed, you're going to make it. It's about consistency and in your head. Just don't tell yourself you can't, and you'll be able to when it comes to running. You just got to push yourself, and then just keep going a little bit, a little bit, a little bit at a time. But these are things that you can use to have an outlet that you can get away from in order to regain yourself, in order to recharge yourself. Me, I'm a water person, but the pools and stuff, they're okay. But after a while, I need a large body of water, okay? And I've noticed by me living in Nevada, in Las Vegas, it's really, really hot, right? And it's dry heat, and it's sucking out moisture every chance. Like I could put shea butter on, I could put some coconut butter on, and it's probably about 5 minutes later, it's like I never put anything on. My kids the same way. Like one of my twins has severe bad eczema, and it's just drying. It is so drying. I think the rule is for water is that you need to drink half your weight. But out here, I think I need to drink my whole weight. Like not half, the whole thing, and probably some extra. Like I need to pretend like I'm obese and drink that's the amount of water that I need to drink, because it is too dang hot and dry out here. And I kind of feel it, and I kind of came to the conclusion that that's probably why I'm on edge a lot. Like probably if you met me and you talked to me, you're like on edge. But the way that I feel inside, the way that I handle things, there's certain ways that I process things that I probably could have processed it a little different and probably a lot more easier if I had a body of water around me to channel and to just recharge. And I'm not able to get that all the time. I have to go out to get it. So most of the times it's kind of nerve-wracking, but I realize that could probably be my issue. And my kids, they're Cancers. I'm a Pisces and they're Cancer. So I'm like, yeah, we need water. And they love, I'm a water baby as well, and they love water. We need to be around water. We need to be in a place where we live that has a lot of natural water, because then we'll be amazing. We'll be in peace, and we'll be able to function and manage ourselves a lot better, because we're able to recharge and get back to ourselves, right? So getting back to selves when it comes to relationship is also important, and making sure that we understand that independent is not fully necessary when you're in a relationship. I want to kind of make sure I say this right, because I know people are gonna be like, what? Oh, what was she say? And it's like, just listen. Let's listen to what I'm saying. Let me break it down. So you have codependency, right? Codependency is something that you do not want. You do not want to have to codepend on a person, okay? Because if whatever happens, you want to be protected. You want to be safe, right? You want to be careful. You want to be, you know what I'm saying? You want to be ready. If you stay ready, you don't got to get ready. Feel me? So codependency is something that you do not want, right? Independence is what you want when you're single, when you're by yourself. I'm independently taking care of these bills, independently taking care of these kids, independently taking care of me. I am independent. When you're in a relationship, though, you want to be more dependent. So, because a lot of times when people are independent, they feel like they don't need anyone, right? They have this mindset, and a lot of women, a lot of Black women have this mindset that I'm strong, I don't need anyone, I'm independent, I'm an independent Black woman, right? For a while, I used to think that, because I thought that's what it was. Then you understand, when you're in a relationship with someone, it's more of dependent, because you're in a relationship because that person has something that you need, and you have something that they need. So it is a dependent. It is a dependent arrangement where you have to depend on each other because you guys have what the other needs. So you have to be dependent, just not codependent. You're not going to sit there and be obsessed on needing them all the time. You're going to need them for what they're there to provide you with. And when you understand that and allow that to go, there's a little more flow, a little less friction, and a lot less attitude, and a lot less men ignoring you because you're like, I'm independent. Trust me, I'm saying this because it's from experience. You got to understand how to be dependent. And it's not a bad thing because they're dependent on you. This is why it's a partnership. That's why relationships are a partnership. And you have to understand how to work as a team. If you've been on a team and you wasn't good at that, then you're going to have problems. If you was never a team player, you're going to have problems regardless because you were never a team player. And it's a team. Regardless if it's 1 and 2 people, those two, it's a team. You feel me? So if you were never a team player, you're going to have issues. You're going to struggle. And it's really important. And it's going to be something that you have to actually learn and learn to understand how to do it properly. I had to, and I was a team player, but there's levels to it. And when it comes to relationships, there's certain things that you do and you do not do. And I had to learn that too. Trust me, I'm about to break this stuff down because every day I'm learning about it and I'm understanding and seeing different point of views. And I'm like, oh, okay. Oh, all right. And I want it to be known that a lot of things are going to be based on what people believe. A lot of things are going to be received and absorbed based off of what people believe and what their morals are and their concepts and theories and all that. So based on mine, I understand that when it comes to a relationship, there's dependency, not codependency, not independency, but dependencies. Just like your kids depend on you to take care of them. Just like you depend on your parents to look out for you if you have parents. Or your best friend or whoever you feel like they should look out for you. That's what it is. So understanding dependency will allow you to not lose yourself because you're not being codependent, right? And you're not going to be like flooded in ego where you're independent. Being dependent and understanding the give and take of that situation will allow you to be able to manage self because you know where you are. You're maintaining you so that you can provide and come through for that relationship, for what's being dependent upon you. So I think I said enough. Let all that soak in, right? Trust me, I'm going to start eventually having interviews with people and having that broken down. A lot of these topics that I speak on, will you be hearing it again, but broken down because, to be honest, a lot of things have levels to it. And I feel like there's not enough understanding of different topics because a lot of us are trying to hold on to what was, and it's like, okay, but it's gonna have to get revamped. If you can't throw it out, it has to be revamped because now we're in 2023 and things are completely different. Listen, things are completely different from when it was when I was a teenager around the early 2000s. You feel me? From when my parents and their parents were teenagers and stuff. So it has to be revamped. A lot of stuff and a lot of concepts that we have has to be revamped. There's a lot of things that we were told that were lies, that we based a lot of concepts on. It has to be revamped. It has to change. It has to change because we're not in the same place. We don't hold a lot of the same values. Even though it may seem like we hold a lot of the same values, we move differently. So it's not what our grandparents had. It's not. It can't, because it will flow the same way. It's not. It's slightly different. And there's a lot of us that got that old souls, and we like how things were done in the past. Yeah, but if we're honest, there's some things that we just can't. We can't do it that way. And so we have to revamp it and put a little spin on it so it can fit into 2023. So those are my views on relationships and what is needed in order for you to be able to keep self in a relationship and make sure that you're loving on you and you have everything you need so that you can provide what you need for the relationship. Very vital. So let me know what you think. If you like the video, like, comment, and definitely subscribe so you can be aware of what comes out next. I had a good time sitting here and talking with you about relationships. I'm growing and learning in this department every day. So yeah, I think soon I'm gonna talk about dating, because baby, that just gets more interesting every time. And but until then, I want to thank you for joining me and coming to vibe with me on LaRenna with Love. I am your host, LaRenna Jack, and I can't wait to see you next time. So stay tuned. Bye. Love you.